Every story needs a villain, but sometimes we just pick the wrong one. They weren't trying to destroy the world, they were the one keeping it balanced. This is 8 times the most valid villains in history who were actually right. Let me ask you something before we start. What's actually worse, becoming a villain or being told your whole life that you don't belong in this world? Because that's the part of where Syndrome's story actually starts. Not with lasers and explosions, but just a kid in a cape who just wanted to help. Honestly, if he was short, the internet would have called him Down Syndrome on day 1. But before he became Syndrome, he was just Buddy Pine. A kid with a cheap mask, a huge brain, and a little too much faith in heroes. He didn't want power or control, he just wanted to help. He wanted to stand next to his idol and feel like he belonged. And then, well, we all know how that went.
Carried it too far, buddy.
Oh! This is because I don't have powers, isn't it? Well, not every superhero has powers, you know. You can be super without them.
Fly home, buddy. I wear cologne. So yeah, Mr. Incredible crushed that dream in about 5 seconds. To him, he just wasn't special enough. Not like the supers. And actually, the worst part? He didn't say it like a villain. He said it like a fact. Like the world had already decided Buddy's place. That moment matters more than the movie wants to admit. Because when you tell a kid that their best qualities don't count, you don't just hurt them, you break them.
I only wanted to help. And what did you say to me?
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
It tore me apart, but I learned an important lesson.
And then everyone acts surprised when Buddy comes back angry years later. But to be honest, why wouldn't he? He did exactly what the world demanded. He didn't have powers, so he built them. He didn't get invited into the superhero club, so he made his own. And the uncomfortable truth here? Syndrome somehow proves that superheroes aren't special because they're good people. They're special because they won the genetic lottery. And Buddy? He kind of beat them anyway, with intelligence and obsession.
One can be superheroes. Everyone can be super. And when everyone's super,
No one will be.
That line wasn't just some villain talk. It was a threat to the system. Because if everyone could be powerful, then heroes stop being gods. And okay, yeah, I know. He 100% crosses the line later on. Don't get me wrong, no defending that. But the anger, the motivation, the need to prove his worth, that didn't come from evil. It came from rejection. Okay, now let's flip the question. What if the villain isn't evil? But what if he's just doing exactly what the world taught him to do? Because that's actually Kaa's entire crime. Every time Kaa shows up in the Jungle Book, the music gets creepy. His eyes swirl. The movie literally tells you, okay, bad guy incoming.
Man cub, so nice to see you again.
But stop right there and think about it for 1 second. Kaa is a snake in a jungle. A snake in a jungle. You know, that place where everything eats something else or gets eaten. There are no grocery stores, just survival. Kaa doesn't want power. He doesn't even want control of the jungle. He's just hungry. And yet the movie treats him like he's some manipulative mastermind because he uses hypnosis. But here's the thing no one talks about. Predators use tools. Claws, teeth, speed, camouflage. Kaa's tool just happens to be his eyes.
Sleep, sleep.
That right there, that's biology. And a quick tip, I've heard subscribing to this channel lowers your chances of being hypnotized by Kaa by at least like 99%. Just saying. The thing is, Kaa is actually one of the only characters in the jungle who's actually honest about what he is. He never pretends to be Mowgli's friend. He never says he's protecting him. He doesn't hide behind jokes. He's up front. He's like, "Your food? I'm a snake. This is how this ends."
He won't be here in the morning.
No, yes, he will. Car! Oh!
come!
I just know that honesty makes people uncomfortable. I don't think we hate Kaa because he's wrong. Some hate him because he reminds us that nature doesn't care about us. The jungle isn't fair. It's not safe. It's not designed around Mowgli's survival. And Kaa represents that truth. So Kaa gets labeled the villain, not because he's cruel, but because he refuses to play along with the fantasy that the jungle is friendly. And sometimes, the scariest character in the story is just the one who doesn't lie. Have you ever wondered what happens when you raise someone for one purpose and then take it away? Because Tai Lung didn't choose his path. His path was chosen for him. From the moment Shifu found him, Tai Lung's entire life was training. No childhood, no plan B. Every punch, every kick, every scar came with one promise hanging over his head. You are destined for greatness.
It was perfect. Perfect.
He believed in him. He told him he was destined for greatness.
So becoming the Dragon Warrior wasn't a dream for him. It was a guarantee. At least that's how Shifu treated it. And Tai Lung believed him. I mean, why wouldn't he? When the person who raises you tells you your whole life has meaning, you build your identity around it. You don't question it, you commit. But then, well, Oogway just simply says, nope. No explanation, no guidance, just a calm spiritual, you're not the one. And that's it. Years of sacrifice erased in a single moment. That's where Tai Lung just loses himself. And that's also the part people probably miss. Tai Lung doesn't become a villain because he's necessarily power hungry, not like Lord Shen at least. He breaks because the foundation of his entire existence collapses.
I have come home, Master.
This is no longer your home, and I am no longer your master.
Imagine being told the only reason you matter actually doesn't count anymore. If Shifu defended him, he might have just dropped his ambitions because all he wanted to do was make his father proud. And the movie calls him evil for reacting badly. Yes, I know, he becomes violent, maybe too violent. And yes, he also hurts people. Again, that's where he crosses the line. But he didn't kill anyone. He did some damage, okay. But the cause? That wasn't evil. That was betrayal.
I have always been proud of you. From the first moment, I've been proud of you. And it was my pride.
Don't get me wrong, I don't hate Shifu, but it was definitely him who trained Tai Lung's expectations, not just his body. And when those expectations were denied, Shifu had no idea how to catch him on the way down. The truth is that Tai Lung was never taught how to fail. He was taught how to win. So when the system rejected him, he did the only thing he knew how to do: fight it. The fastest way to make everyone hate you in Zootopia isn't being cruel, it's being consistent. That's actually Paul Bert Linksley's problem. While everyone else in Zootopia 2 is running around on feelings, instincts, and emotional speeches about doing the right thing, Paul Bert walks in like a brick wall of awkwardness.
The Judy Hopps? Are you working this? I mean, you're clearly working it, but are you actually working this?
The movie frames him as this stubborn villain, but let's slow that down for a sec. To me, he's more like a tragic antagonist. We know that Zootopia is a city that sells itself on fairness, equal opportunity, equal treatment, predators and prey living under the same laws. At least, that's the dream. But Paul Bert is only one of the few characters who actually takes that dream seriously. Well, at least his family does. They don't bend the rules because someone is likable. They don't look the other way because someone means well. If the law applies, it applies to everyone. And that's where it really starts. Don't get me wrong, Judy and Nick are the best. We love them, but let's be honest. They succeed because the system lets them bend it. Sneaking around, breaking protocol. We love it because it's exciting. So now you might think Paul Bert is obsessed with controlling the city, controlling every predator and prey. But that isn't the case. He isn't obsessed with control, he is obsessed with getting approval from his family. Especially his father. Love for him isn't conditional. It has to be earned.
I'll finally be something in my family. And I'll finally belong to...
Protect the system and don't embarrass the name. So Paul Bert tries to do everything right every time. He is such a well-written and strong villain in my opinion. Even after he's revealed, he doesn't suddenly turn into some evil laughing mastermind. He stays, well, awkward.
Burn it all to the link sleeve!
Yup, that's our Paul Bert. That stiff, slightly uncomfortable guy was never just some act. The way he earned trust, the way he played into sympathy, it worked well because it was real. The parallel with Judy hits me so hard. They're both the outsiders in their own families. Both leave their home to chase something bigger. Judy leaves because her family loves her, but doesn't really believe in her dream. And Paul Bert? Well, he leaves because his family treats him like shit. I know that the movie wants us to feel annoyed when he slows things down, when he blocks a shortcut, when he says no, but that's also the point. And seeing him mentally deteriorate by the end of the movie literally broke something inside me. He just wanted to be accepted. Okay, now hear me out for this one. Miguel O'Hara doesn't necessarily enter the story like a villain. He enters like someone who's already lost and just doesn't want to lose again. From the first moment he shows up, you can feel it. This guy is carrying a weight, the kind of weight that doesn't let you joke around or believe everything will magically work out. While everyone else in the Spider-Verse is swinging around and trusting their gut, Miguel is doing something far less fun. He's counting the cost, and that's exactly why we push against him. But you know what? Miguel actually understands something the others don't want to accept. The multiverse isn't flexible. Save the wrong person and the entire world collapses. And no, not metaphorically, literally. He's seen it happen. He watched the universe die. Miles sees one life in front of him, but Miguel, he sees thousands behind it.
A mistake! If you hadn't been bit, your Peter Parker would have lived. Instead, he died, saving you.
I know they frame Miguel as controlling and cruel because he refuses to let Miles interfere. And to be honest, most of the time he definitely is. But if you also try to look closer, he's just fighting for the only option left so that the world doesn't fall apart again. And that was telling Miles the truth and doing his best to stop him from destroying his own universe.
You have a choice between saving one person and saving an entire world, every world. I can do both!
The passion behind, "You're a mistake," and that choke slam afterwards, that was just brutal. Don't get me wrong, I 100% feel for Miles. He spent this whole movie searching for acceptance from those people who he aspires to be like, only to be rejected by them in the most harsh way possible. But every hero tells us sacrifice is noble, and Miguel? He seems the only one actually willing to enforce it. That's why he comes off as an antagonist. Miguel had to be the villain because nobody else would do it. His actions aren't always right, but he also isn't necessarily wrong. He's just standing at the point where optimism ends and reality starts. And in a universe built on hope, the person who says no will always look like the villain. Or how Miles would call him. You know that one person who isn't trying to hurt the hero, but actually trying to teach him something valuable? Well, that's our villain, Death. In Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Death doesn't show up angry or dramatic. He doesn't monologue about domination. He shows up calm, patient, almost a bit annoyed.
Well, well, if it isn't Puss in Boots himself.
Like someone dealing with a spoiled kid who keeps breaking the same rule over and over again. And that rule is actually simple. Life matters. Puss has 9 lives, and he treats them like shit. He laughs when he dies, he brags about it, he jumps headfirst into danger because, to him, death is just a reset screen. No fear, no consequences. And Death? He notices that immediately.
I was there to witness all of them. Each frivolous and...
But the thing is, Death is not hunting everyone. He's not chasing just some random characters. He's not an evil wolf on a killing spree. He is targeting Puss specifically. Why? Because Puss stopped respecting life.
I find the very idea of 9 lives absurd, and you didn't value any of them.
That's why Death is so quiet and focused. He doesn't rush because he doesn't need to. He's inevitable. The whistle isn't there to scare Puss. It's there to remind him, like, you don't get to laugh this off anymore. The movie frames him as terrifying, and okay, he absolutely is, but not because he's cruel, but because he's honest. He tells Puss the truth every single time. No tricks, no lies, just you've wasted what others only get once. And the moment Puss finally feels fear, real fear, everything changes. Death isn't the villain. He's just inevitable. Now picture this for a second. And no, not some superhero situation. Something actually way more normal. You do everything right. You follow the rules. You help people. You even warn them when it becomes dangerous. But someone more powerful, richer, and higher up just finds you annoying and ignores you. And because of that decision, someone in your family dies. And then comes the part that really messes someone up. Nothing happens. They just walk away and leave you with all the damage. Just mistakes were made and life goes on. Except your life doesn't, because you're the only one left carrying this whole shit show. That's where Callahan's story actually begins. In Big Hero 6, we all know him as that was his stake, masked villain.
In there to save you.
That was his mistake.
But before all of this, well, he was actually a professor, a good one. He was the responsible adult in a room full of people, someone who warned everyone not to push teleportation technology too fast.
Got us all killed.
Hey! You did this! You knew it wasn't ready!
Callahan? He was there?
Yup, he was the one guy in a shit company who actually did the right thing. But being right doesn't save him, or his daughter. It's not the powerful people who pay the ultimate price. It's Callahan who pays it. What breaks him isn't just grief, it's the system failing him. The people responsible for the death of Abigail just walk away like nothing happened, protected by money and influence. His daughter is just collateral damage, and the world moves on like nothing happened. So Callahan does what the system refuses to do.
You took everything from me when you sent Abigail into that machine. Now I'm taking everything from you.
Yup, he forces justice. Okay, does he go too far? Probably yes. Innocent people get hurt, and that's where he crosses the line. But if Callahan didn't cause the fire which led to Tadashi's death, and also blamed Tadashi for it, I would guess that everyone would have been fine with what he was doing. Alright, let's do this one carefully, because this one might be the most gaslit character in animated movie history. You're dating someone, the usual movie nights, yogurt dates, life is good. Then one day your partner starts emotionally bonding with someone else. They talk all the time, they flirt, and slowly you feel yourself being pushed out of your own relationship. That alone is bad enough, you'd think. But the part that isn't told yet is that that person is a bee. Yeah, an actual talking flying insect.
Gotta say something. You like jazz?
And then everyone thinks you're the villain? That's exactly what happened to Ken from the Bee Movie. I mean, who wouldn't freak out in his case?
Sit here!
I love the smell of flowers.
Yeah? How do you like the smell of flames?
Not as much.
Okay, maybe not on this level, but still. The movie frames him as jealous, insecure, and controlling. But his girlfriend forms an emotional relationship with a bee? She invites him into their home, prioritizes him, defends him, and slowly pushes Ken out of the picture.
better go, because we're really busy working.
But it's our yogurt night.
Oh, bye-bye.
Why is yogurt night so difficult?
I mean, she didn't really have to dump her boyfriend for a bee. Did no one tell her bees live for like a month? The worst part isn't even that she talks with Barry. It's her choosing him. She literally chooses him over their yogurt nights. Ken isn't losing a girlfriend to another man. He's losing her to a literal insect. And everyone around him treats this like he's overreacting. And to make it even worse, Ken is deathly allergic to bees. Every time Vanessa hangs out with Barry, she is basically pulling out a loaded gun and pointing it at his face. Honestly, we could say Ken didn't lose anything, and he really dodged a bullet. Or, a stinger. Ken isn't the villain. He was literally the one sane man in an insane world, and the movie gaslights him into being the